I've been to the temple quite a bit over the last 2.5 years, and this is a happening place. There are activities going on here all the time, and you've already kind of seen descriptions and a list of all the things that they do. There's probably a whole lot more that they do that's not even on that list. But a lot of great events. I've been up here dancing with Swami Ji and everybody else. They have a lot of great events, and then I like to dance, so it's kind of fun. Swami Ji and I have kind of like a little contest, because when we do some of these dances, they do kind of like they jump up. So we're always trying to see who can jump the highest. And Swami Ji can jump pretty high, by the way. But I've always found the people here very generous, very caring people, and they've reached out to me so many different times. One thing I did want to mention, though, is that they're great partners with our community. They seek to partner with us when we do things, but they also like for us to partner with them when they do things. When Shreya was talking about philanthropy and some of the things that they do to support the community and all that, two things that they did within this last year that I wanted to point out is they did contribute to both the Allen Library Endowment Fund. They made a contribution of $10,000 towards that, and this is something that they plan on doing annually. This is not just a one-time deal. Similarly, they also contributed $10,000 to the Foundation for Allen Schools for scholarships, and when we had the scholarship celebration here just a couple of weeks ago, it was like 10 scholarships, $1,000 each, that were given out based on that contribution. So we definitely appreciate that, and they're always seeking ways to help the community as well. But I would suggest that if you ever get an opportunity when Swami Ji visits, they talked about, he went to IIT, so the equivalent of MIT. The other schools like the equivalent of Harvard. So it's like he's got this big business degree, he's got a big engineering degree, and when he comes to talk, it's amazing because he sits down and he makes these presentations without notes. I mean, if he has notes, I never see him, but he just gets up there and talks, and it's kind of like it's scripted, but it's all coming from the heart, and I'm totally amazed. and when I listen to some of the things that he says, I can actually see where I can apply what he says to my life, and I'm not necessarily a member of the temple. So you don't have to be a member to come listen. And two, I think you would truly be enriched by your experience when you come to visit the temple for some of these activities, because I know I have been. The other thing is they talked about how he's a best-selling author and stuff like that. A lot of times when I come and we visit, they offer me a gift, like, hey, here's one of his recent books and stuff like that. I haven't read all of his books because he is a prolific writer. He writes a lot. He's got a lot of books. But I have read portions of some of the books, and similar to listening to him, the same thing is you just read some of this and think, wow, I can use this to make myself a better person, to de-stress and some other things like that. But I've always found my visits to the temple enriching. I think you would too. They do have a bunch of big celebrations throughout the year. One is Diwali. It's got a W in it, so you probably say Diwali, but they pronounce it Diwali. The other one is Holy Fest. Holy Fest is the festival of colors. And so I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but when you see the puffs of different colors of stuff going up in the air, it's one of those things that you don't wear a suit to this event.
Well, you can.
You can. You'll regret it. So I did come prepared for those events, but that's a pretty exciting event because people from all over the state come to that. It's largely people in this area, but there are people that come from all over to that. The other thing is on these big celebrations, they bring in some Bollywood entertainment that is second to none. Let me see, I think the one that I went to, it was canceled this year because of weather and stuff, but last year they had the equivalent of the American Idol. It was the Indian Idol. So that's what it was. So she came to sing and is a he's a big singer. There actually was another Bollywood entertainment activity here about a month ago that was at the event center. and they invited me to be a guest. And I've never been to a Bollywood event like that before. It's like a Las Vegas show. We have singing and dancing and all kinds of great things. But they asked me to sit in the middle of the front row, which is not a good spot, by the way, because that's where you're closest to the speakers. And I literally felt like I was getting CPR. And somebody said, "Yeah, you should bring earplugs." Now you tell me. But it was a very exciting event and activity, and so anyway, I'm just saying that if you ever get an opportunity when they have an event and you get an invitation, or if you just see it advertised someplace, I would highly encourage you to go. So.